What is going on, YouTube people, today? A little bit of an update from the Dallas heist. We have some fresh pictures slash videos of the suspects. We have a bounty issued from the owner of the cards. And I kind of wanted to double down, touching on some things that we can all do, some just very easy steps that we can all do to kind of help better protect ourselves. They're not perfect. There is no perfect system, but just some simple things that we can all do to better protect ourselves and our collectibles, whatever they are, cards, comics, doesn't make a difference. So let's talk about the bounty first. Ash posted this on Instagram yesterday, saying thank you to all the support, and the community has been great. There's one thing about the sports card community. You could say we're all a bunch of chuckleheads, but when something like this happens, we definitely band together. The reach on this thing was absolutely insane. I saw in an Instagram post he did later after this that he was going to be doing interviews with local news stations, and it sounds like even potentially national news stations, because the story has gotten so much traction from the social media reach, and also the dollar amount sexy. You know, you throw $2 million out there and all of a sudden that starts getting people's attention. Well, Ash has put a bounty out. David Adams puts bounties out. GameStop's putting bounties out now. The owner of the cards has put a $70,000 bounty out for the return or information leading to the return of the cards stolen at Dallas. You can see there he says either DM him or reach out to the Allen PD, and the number is listed there on the screen. So if you know who these jokers are and you have some information, reach out to either Ash or the Allen Police Department and get yourself some bounties and turn these idiots in. Speaking of, we have some new footage slash images. A little bit better pictures, are still a little grainy. Security cam footage is never going to be great. You can see all of these over at Days Sports Cards Instagram page. That's where all these are posted at. I'll kind of whip through these. You could pause the video if something catches your eye. If you are a content creator watching this and you were at the Dallas show, review your B-roll footage. So I should back up real quickly. Bucket hat guy here is the one that actually grabbed the case. Now, one thing to note here that a few people have pointed out in the comments and in some of the other images, it's a little tricky to see here. He does appear to have a tattoo on his inner forearm. So that's a pretty good telltale sign right there. Dead giveaway, the tattoos. This is one of the distractors. Same guy here. Another one of the distractors, and once again here we have a tattoo on the leg. Can't tell what it is. Looks like maybe some sorts of words with like some squigglies underneath, don't know, but a big tattoo on the leg there. There he is walking away. Looks like he wears glasses. Some people were saying this looks like Rattle Pokemon a little bit. I heard him joking in his video. And then this is the other gentleman here that was one of the distractors as well. One of the other ones. And that is that post. There was another one that he put up. This is from, because they backtrace this, this is from them coming in, buying their tickets. So that's pretty much one of the best head-on face shots we have of this person. Once again, you can see the tattoo a little bit there. This is them buying their ticket. The actual video footage of this up close is a little bit better, but just the angles and there's some glare and it's just not straight footage. He's shooting this from his iPhone. On the screen here is one of the distractors buying his ticket. He's got a pretty big watch there. I don't know. I'm not a watch guy, so I don't know. If someone's a watch person, they might recognize whatever that watch is that he has on, a pretty big ring on his finger as well. Once again, this is the gentleman that was the actual one that heisted the stuff. That guy right there in the bucket hat. And like I said, there is a $70,000 bounty out for information on these cards. This has had a couple days to kind of marinate now. I'm recording this on late Tuesday evening. I waited as long as possible to record this just in case something new popped up, because there does seem to be little things popping up here and there. They're hoping to get better photos or clean them up for facial recognition technology. I believe somewhere I saw they did dust the chairs for fingerprints, that they were looking for fingerprints on the chair from the person, but I imagine there's a billion fingerprints on those chairs from them being used all weekend at the show. The commentary, and when I say commentary, I should say comments specifically, have been pretty wild. One, a lot of victim blaming on this. And I just don't, I never understood the whole victim blaming angle. I mean, yes, could they have done more? Sure. But anytime in the aftermath of these situations, you could pick them apart and say, oh, why didn't they do X, Y, and Z thing? It was the end of the day, they were packing up, and they had 3 people in the booth. And someone planned a coordinated strike against them. Like I said, could they have done some things better? Sure, but it's not like they had the cards in the case just sitting there and completely left the booth. You would, if you read in comment sections, people make it sound like they literally just left the cards sitting in the middle of the table, the case wide open with a big sign that says $2 million of inventory, please steal me. And that's just not the case. Were they a little lax? Sure. But like I said, you could cherry pick this stuff apart after the fact, especially when you have the video footage like this to see it. Oh, why didn't they do this? Oh, why didn't they do that? Guess what? They're probably thinking the same exact thing. How about we actually blame the people that committed the damn crime? Let's try that instead of blaming the person that was the victim of these 4 idiots. Maybe there's even more people involved that we don't know about. The other thing, a lot of people jumping on the insurance fraud bandwagon. People commenting, oh, all these cards went to zero and they need the insurance money to bail them out. Guys, 52 mantles have not gone to zero. Vintage baseball hasn't gone down, sure, but it's probably one of the strongest categories thus far in the sports card space. This guy Ash, the dealer in question here, has a long reputation as being a major player in the vintage space for years. This is not some Johnny come lately. By all accounts, I don't deal in vintage very often, so I've never done any deals with this individual, but I have yet to hear a person say a bad thing about them. He is a very stand-up person, runs a good business, very easy to deal with, and is a pretty stand-up individual. Now, sometimes those people do bad things too, but it just doesn't seem like it in this case. That's just me going off of other people's commentary. I think the insurance fraud is, once again, we want to immediately leap to the tinfoil sometimes a little too quick. Let's let this thing play itself out and see what happens. It's clear that these guys were casing them based off of the footage. They were around the table all day. They did a close change. This was not just like a smash and grab. This was a coordinated, targeted strike against this dealer because they knew what inventory he had. It was sitting out on the table. Some positives that may come out of this. I think shows definitely need to take a look at what they are doing. Now, this is the Dallas Card Show. They do have security. I don't know how much is there. I've never been to the Dallas Card Show. Obviously, they have camera footage because we have security camera footage. Now, is it perfect? No, but it's pretty darn good. You could make out that face for the most part to tell who it is. If someone recognizes this person or someone thinks they know this person, they're going to be able to tell from that picture right there. They're going to be like, oh, that's so-and-so. Ha, boy, I always knew he was a little dumb. Now, I do think shows could do a little bit better about controlling who is still in the building. Like, it is clear, and I don't know the exact timing of this, so I could be a little off base here. We know that they were tearing down. Some dealers tear down before the show is officially closed. I don't know if this happened, and if someone has a little bit more information on this, comment down below. But you see this everywhere. The show closes, and there's still a boatload of people in there that probably aren't supposed to be in there. I think shows need to do a better job. And I'm not talking like your mom and pop local show at the VFW. I'm talking these mid-tier and up shows. Dallas, Chantilly, Philly, Culture Collision, Burbank, etc. Making sure that the people on the show floor are the ones that are supposed to be on there, especially at the end of the show. Getting in the morning is usually pretty tricky. You know, there's someone at the door, they're checking specific tags, etc. At the end of the day, I don't know how forceful they are about getting people off the show floor. You know, it's the end of the show. It should only really be dealers, you know, maybe media and a handful of other people on the show floor. It shouldn't be the Wild West anymore. That's part of the reason why these guys were probably in a semi-relaxed state. So I think shows do need to do a little bit better job about clearing out people that are not supposed to still be in the venue. That should just be dealers in there, media, and convention personnel cleaning things up or whatever. Because these people clearly did not have dealer passes or anything like that. You can see them here buying their ticket for the day to get in. So why, if that was indeed after the show floor closed, why were they still in there? And I think another positive about this is, with this happening right before the National, once again, it sucks that this happened, but I think this will make everyone more hyper aware, especially at the National and Fanatics Fest immediately after. This is going to be front of everybody's mind, both dealers and attendees both. So hopefully everyone is just a little bit more careful and keeping an eye around their surroundings and their stuff. Now, with that being said, I mentioned before, just a real simple thing you could do. It's not perfect. It's not going to save your butt. If they ditch your stuff, you know, you may find your empty case and that's it. But they do give you a little bit of peace of mind, and that is Apple Airtags. If I think about it, I will link to these down below. They're $25 for one. Prime Day is coming up. You might be able to get a deal on them. Or you could get multi-packs. You could see a 4-pack there for $75. Save a little bit of money. These things are fantastic. As long as they're around other phones, they will operate. They will ping and give you a location, which in this day and age, that's pretty easy. And these things work pretty much everywhere. My wife and I use them to track our luggage when we travel. We put one in our luggage when we fly, just in case the bag gets lost. I put them in other things, and you just pull them up on your iPhone, and you could track wherever that item is. You can name them, so you can name them different things if you have multiples of them or multiple cases. You know, Zion case 1, Zion case 2, travel bag 1, travel bag 2, whatever, if you decide to get a handful of them. Like I said, are they perfect? No. But they do help, and they do give you a little bit of peace of mind. There's been some instances where I've been like, oh, wait, did I not bring my card case with me today, or some other item that I have these on? And then I pull it up and look and see that it's sitting at home. And I'm like, oh, you're just a dummy and forgot your bag at home today, because I've done that before. So consider getting yourself a couple Apple AirTags if you don't have them already. This was something that, shout out to Liam. He tipped me off to this years ago, local dealer / friend that had one in his case. And I was like, oh, you know what? That is a really good idea. I'm going to do that too. The other thing, and now hashtag not sponsored, collectible insurance, whether it's through your homeowner's policy or there are a couple side companies that offer it specifically. This is CIS. I have 2 policies through CIS for stuff. Now, let me put an asterisk on this. I've never had to make a claim with CIS, so I don't know how good or bad they are to work with. I'd actually be really curious if anyone watching this video has ever had to make a claim with CIS. How good or bad were they in regards to paying out? Most insurance companies, it's a fight no matter what, but at least it does give you some extra protection. The thing about CIS is they specialize in this stuff versus your homeowner policy. You could reach out to them. I've reached out to them. They do online chats. You could call them. You can communicate with them via email if you have questions. I know when I first set up my policy, I had questions about stuff and kind of how to structure things, and they were very, very helpful with all that. The person that I talked to, they are, you don't have to have crazy documentation in most cases for some stuff. If it reaches a certain dollar value on the item, you do need to have documentation on it, but you could talk to a representative and get all that information on there. One of the nice things is they also have a different policy if you are a dealer. If you are a dealer, they have a separate policy you need to get for that. So make sure that you pay attention to that if you decide to sign up for something like this. They will also cover you, once again, read into the details on it. If you ship items, they will offer insurance on it in certain circumstances, depending on how you ship it and the postal carrier, etc. Once again, dig into the details on them. Or there's a couple other companies out there now. I'm forgetting the names of them off the top of my head. And this is also a good reminder for me. I actually just got my letters in the mail to renew my policy for another year. So I need to fill out that and get it sent in, because you have to sign a letter and send it back. And I have to pay my premium, which they're very reasonable for the extra peace of mind that it gives you. It is very, very reasonable depending on how much coverage that you need, but it is not super, super expensive. Those are just a couple things, couple quick and easy things you could do to protect yourself. Keep your eyes peeled for these guys and these cards. If you have any information, reach out to the Allen Police Department. Let's catch these guys. Be careful out there, whether you're going to the National or Fanatics Fest or not. Just be careful out there. Catch you on the next one. Peace.